Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, so maybe some of them are. Oh, here you go. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our second webinar for this year. So I am here with Alex and also with Katie. So hopefully last webinar you have learned and refreshed your knowledge of the Leica Infinity and imaging also on our last webinar with Alex and Katie. So we are happy to extend our knowledge to all of you, of course, our distribution partners, with all the technical support and sales also, and we're looking forward to give you a better support that leads to more sales. Here. So our webinar objective for today is, the first, of course, is to reintroduce the TS06 and TS09 Plus and the hardware, the onboard software, and the Flexline family. So the second one is to reiterate the features, benefits, and the value of the Flexline, the TS06 and TS09 Plus feature, benefit, and value. So at the end of this session, of course, we make sure that all of these objectives would be achieved. In this webinar, we will have two main topics and a subtopic. So the part one of this webinar is talking about the Flexline TS06 and TS09, the introduction and the overview with the subtopic. So why we choose Leica Flexline Plus, the hardware features, the onboard software, the Flexline Family Plus, what's new with the version 6, and of course the Leica Infinity as our TPS office software. The second part we'll be taking is feature, benefit, and the value. So what is the feature? What is the benefit? And what is value? How are they related with each other? And then, of course, we'll be discussing about the TS06 and TS09 feature and benefits and the value. So looking at these two models, the Leica Flexline Plus, so we have the TS06 and, of course, our Flexline Plus TS09. So I have input here the reasons why we choose Leica Flexline Plus. So the first reason, of course, it is true quality. So when you say true quality, what does it mean? So it means that it covers the product design, which is made with high robustness due to the specific and dedicated product design, optimized for surveying and construction segments with the highest reliability, and of course, it has a high quality Leica optics. So the other thing, of course, is the experience. So being a Leica, so we are close to 200 years of experience in manufacturing world-class surveying equipment. And the other thing, of course, is the true global coverage. So with our 250 support and services centers, we are covering every continent. So we make sure that all our customers are really taken care with when they need us. So of course, there is our support and information hotlines also. We have our regular training course, we have informative seminars, and we do the web broadcast, just like what we're doing right now. So the other reason, of course, is we have customer support, which covers also every continent. So we have 250 support and service centers covering the whole world. So the next reason, of course, is the true flexibility. So when we say true flexibility, what do we mean by this? So it's flexible in a manner that they could choose. They have their choice of the configuration, even the setup of the instrument. So this covers the angular accuracy that can be selected from various models, which is starting from 1 second to 7 seconds, and of course the EDM types and range with the various pistons and reflectorless models up to 1,000 meters. And also with the keyboard also. So we could choose out of 3 models, so they could choose from simple or full black, or even the white, black and white, and also with a colored and touch screen. So the communication interface also, they have the option if they want to use the standard transfer only using the RS-232, or they could use the advanced with the use of USB and the Bluetooth. So of course, the other thing, option also is the Arctic, which available if they're working in low temperature regions. So the other thing that it's flexible, of course, is the onboard software, which they could enhance if whatever default configuration that they want to have on their instruments. And then the last one is the service upgrade. So you can upgrade your product, even the hardware and the software, during the product life cycle. So the next reason, the third one is the true speed and simplicity. So what do we mean by this? So this covers the keyboards. So the keyboards, you could choose from simple keyboard with a minimum button that you need. So this is with the TS06 Plus, and of course the advanced keyboard. If you want to have a fast data entry, which you could use the TS06 Plus, and the colored and the touchscreen keyboard for fastest navigation, of course, using the touchscreen, the tabs and the icon, which is available with the TS09 Plus. So the other thing, of course, we could adjust on the budget also that they have. So the next thing is the communication interface. So they could add a USB communication and for fast data transfer. And then even our onboard software, we have our guided workflow. So it's a large font size, of course, for fast and clear readability and fast operation, and our graphic guidance icons also. So this will cover also that this will speed up your daily work due to its low learning curve also. So the last one reason that we have is because it's, of course, it's true precision and the performance also. So it covers the angular accuracy. So it's starting from 1 second, and of course the EDM Prism mode. So we have our distance up to 3,500 for the Prism mode with an accuracy of 1.5 mm plus 2 ppm. And then the Prism, the non-Prism mode, which is long range, the 1,000 meters. So of course, other thing is the battery life also. So we have our battery life for 30 hours operating time with our internal, the battery. So that's the reason we could explain to our customers that why we choose the Leica Flexline Plus. So to continue, so now we're covering the hardware features. So course, are like the Flexline TS06 and 09. They are electronic distance measurement. So the EDM range with prism up to 3,500, of course, with an accuracy of 1.5 mm, as I mentioned previously. And the measuring time is 1 second. So for non-prism, we have the range of 500 meters, and they could choose also if they want a long range, which is 1,000 meters with an accuracy of 2 mm plus 2 ppm. So the measuring, of course, would be depend on the object, and even for the observation situation, and even for the environment conditions also. So the other advantage of our EDM is the non-prism, which is the pinpoint technology. So when we say pinpoint technology, what does it mean? So it means that wherever you point the laser, it's where the reading comes from. You can measure the wall, corner, and even all those inaccessible points without any special applications. And we have the highest degree of pointing and measurement accuracy. So far we have the smallest laser dot, of course, and we can always rely when you measure on those hardest conditions, for example, like those in the rain, in the fog, in the snow, and even in the multiple targets. So far it is the market's best EDM in the market in combination with the range, the accuracy, laser, and dot size, and measurement time. So to continue, the other hardware, of course, the features is the communication interface. So what are the interface that is available with our Flexline? So we have the Bluetooth. So of course, it is our Bluetooth is in class 2 Bluetooth with 2.5 megawatt max per minute power. Of course, it's from 10 meters to 150 meters. So it depends on the measurement condition again, and the antenna of the receiver when we use this Bluetooth. And of course, if you use Bluetooth, it's cable-free, and we can have a long communication range also. So with this Bluetooth, we could connect the TS10 also, and even the 15 data loggers via the Viva software on board, or any other familiar data collector. So the next one, of course, is the USB memory stick, which is very familiar with us. And of course, we have this 1 gigabyte industrial grade USB stick for outdoor use, which is very handy. And of course, you don't need CD or anything to install. It's a USB plug and play technology. So no cables. Of course, it could maximize the flexibility in your data handling, and you could always back up your data in the field at any time with just one key press. So your data will be secured as well. And of course, you could continue working and send the complete work for further processing. So the next thing, of course, is the USB device port. So we have this USB data transfer via cable. So it's a high speed also, and it's reliable. And then you could connect it directly to the Leica Infinity. And we have also the USB mini port and also the RS232. So these are all the available interfaces with our Flexline, the TS06 and TS09. So the next thing is the keyboard and the display. So looking at the two keyboards, it's obvious that the difference is, of course, the one is the black and white and the other one is colored. So TS06 Plus is an alphanumeric keypad for rapid, of course, entry, and of course it has the black and white display. Even though it's black and white, it has a sharp and clear, brilliant image, of course, because it's a high resolution. So it's also the second keyboard. You can have an option also if you want a second keyboard on this. And then the TS09 is a colored touch screen with black light also on the keys. And it's a fixed keys for direct access. And it's an alphanumeric keypad, which helps you for your rapid entry, and it has the escape if you want to one step back, and then the navigation and enter key for your fast operation. So all the function key you could immediately access. So these are the keyboards and display for the two models. So the other additional function of the features are this. So of course, as you know, that it has two function trigger key, which allows you to just measure and all the distance at the same time, and of course the two user definable keys. So you can define the keys that you always use, and of course our endless horizontal and vertical drive, and even the IP55 also. So these are all the additional features, the hardware features in our TS06 and TS09. Hello, sorry for that. The other additional feature is the theft protection. So this additional feature is for security reasons. So the theft protection, so how does it help our customer? So this prevents an authorized person to use the instrument. And of course, your data will be protected also, and makes also your instrument is unattractive to steal, or even lowers your insurance cost for this instrument. So the second one is the PIN or the POK protection, which you can define the 6-digit PIN code. So for the PIN code, if you have entered wrongly for 5 times, you will need the POK code. So it's when we deliver to you the instrument, so the POK code is part of the delivery papers also. So the third one is the security protection. So it's cloud-based theft protection. So when it's stolen, you need to flag your instrument online as stolen. Excuse me. So if it's activated, it forces the user to connect to my world server. So if it's not done, the instrument will be locked, and the location of the information, if stolen instrument, is connected to my world. So these are the additional features which covers the security of your instrument and even your data also. So let's move to the next subtopic, which is very important also. So having a good hardware is not as great if you don't have a good onboard software. So which, of course, the real application of your equipment. So there is sometimes that we may neglect this, but we need to emphasize this to customers. But selling points, this would be our selling point to them, if we know their workflow. So let's continue. So these are the applications, the onboard software. So I won't go through with all these apps, but just some basic ones that most of the surveyors use. So the station setup, so for example, this station setup, this is a program when you want to set up your station. And then of course you want to determine your station coordinates and your station orientation. So in this station setup, you will have a maximum of 10 unknown points that can be used to determine the position and the orientation, of course, using the different methods. So the other thing, of course, is a survey. So survey is a program when you use, if you want to use for measurement of a limited number of points. So with this, you need to do the pre-setting for the job station and the orientation prior to your beginning of survey. So the third one that I want to explain more is about the stakeout program. So this is a program, of course, every one of you know that it's used to place marks in the field at predetermined points. So these predetermined points are the points to be staked. So the points to be staked maybe already exist on the job, on the instrument, or it can be manually entered also. So the program continuously display the difference between your current position and, of course, the desired stakeout point. So you would see how far are you from the stakeout point, or are you there on that exact point already. So the next is the reference line. So it is a program that, of course, facilitates the easy stakeout of or the checking of lines. For example, for building sections, or even the roads, simple excavation. So it allows the user to define the reference line and then complete the following task with respect to that line. Or even you could have the line and offset, stakeout points, grid stakeout, line segmentation, stakeout. So the next one is the remote height. So this program is used to compute points directly above the base prism or without the prism at the target point. So it's like transferring of the height from one point to the point that you cannot measure directly. So the other one that's important is the COGO. So COGO is a program used to perform coordinate geometric calculations, such as those like coordinates of the points, bearings between points, the distances between points, and also COGO have different calculation methods which you could use, the inverse and the traverse, the intersection, offset, and extension. So I won't go through with all the application on board. So let me continue. So now we go to the Flexline Plus, which is one family and three series. So Flexline Plus, looking at this three product series of Flexline, we could see that how it evolved. So from black and white and simple keyboard to the colored display and alphanumeric keyboard, this is the evolution or the development. So with this, as I mentioned, why we use Leica Flexline. So one of the reasons, of course, is the true flexibility. So even for the affordability of customers. So if you have a tight budget, you can use just a simple feature requirements. Then you can have the range of TS02 to TS06. Then, of course, if you have the higher requirements and if you have a better budget, then you could choose the TS09 Plus. So let me describe each of this family. So the first one in the family series is the Leica TS02. So Leica TS02 has minimum features among three, but it doesn't mean that the quality and the precision is not there. So it's a Leica quality with its proven specification. Of course, it's a reliable instrument and the highest PDM precision also. So TS02 also has this innovative Flexline software. As I mentioned, that it's a low learning curve due to the guided workflow and an easy to understand graphics and icons. So also it's a faster operation due to the graphics. And then the keyboard. So the keyboard uses the standard keyboard minimum numbers of keys for maximal overview. So it's this is the Leica Flexline TS02. And of course, it's flexibility also, so you can choose from various hardware and software options. So the next in the family series is the TS06 Plus, which we call like precision with high efficiency. So it covers the FlexField software. So it means that it has an enhanced application package, of course, in optional application. So it depends upon what are your requirements or the end user's requirements. So the hardware also, so it has an advanced black and white keyboard which is fast and of course in error-free because it's alphanumeric also. So even it has an enhanced hardware package which includes the USB, the Bluetooth, and of course with a reflectorless range of 500 EBM or even the 1000 also. It has angular accuracy also from 1 second to 7 seconds. So we call it also top performance because it means that it has a high speed and highly accurate EBM also, and as well as high angular accuracy. So this is the second among the family series of 3, the TS06 Plus. So the last one and the most highest among them all, of course, is the TS09 Plus. So of course, this instrument includes the same also innovative flex field software. Of course, it has an enhanced application package, and the hardware is with a colored and touchscreen keyboard for convenience and of course the top performance also. And of course, it's a flexible, so it's with the model also. You can have everything on board, and it can be prepared for any other task in the field. So this is the TS09 Plus, so the last one in the family series. So to differentiate the 3 series, so with regards to the hardware, so let's see this tabulation. So with this series, some features, of course, are included, we have here, and then others are optional and some others are not available. So we could see here that only in TS09, the colored one is included and others are not available already. So even the trigger key also, so in TS02 we have only one function, trigger key, and for both TS06 and TS09 have a 2 function. And then the internal point memory, which you could save the measured points. So of course the TS02 is lower than TS06 and TS09, which has a 60,000 measured points. So to continue, the next differentiation that we can discuss is the onboard software. So among the 3 series, mining is optional for all the 3 series, and the Road 3D and the Traverse is not available for TS02 Plus. So of course you need to differentiate also on what to require to your customer, even to advise what instrument you want to sell to them. So we may come to another subtopic, which is what's new with the version 6 Flexline Plus, the firmware. So we have this tunnel application. So what is the tunnel application? So it's an onboard software program for tunnel measurement on Flexline Plus, TS06 Plus, and TS09 Plus also. So it makes the tunnel surveying much more efficient. So with this wide range of function, it will cover the design, the execution process, and even to compute the cut and fill areas. And even this app enables you to have full control in the tunnel, even those in the caverns or infrastructure galleries. So the other thing is, in addition to this onboard software, we also have the tunnel office platform. So this app is like an all-in-one bundle that's making the tunnel surveying more easy, and as I mentioned, it's more efficient. So I'll be playing the video. So this video will cover the tunnel application for Flexline, and then the complete workflow, the data preparation, even the staking out, the checking and manual profile scan, and the data visualization, and also the analysis. So this video is around like 9 minutes, so stay tuned and pay attention to this video.
is an overview of the tunnel application available on Leica Geosystems, Flexline and Total Stations. The tunnel app offers a wide range of applications, such as staking out the cut outline of the tunnel, checking cut and fill after tunnel blasting, measuring profiles after the tunnel is finished. The tunnel app is available on the Leica TS06 Plus and TS09 Plus from firmware version 6 onwards. In addition to the onboard app, tunnel office software is also provided. To use the onboard tunnel app, a license key is required. However, the app will run in trial mode for the first 15 uses without needing a key. In the rest of the video, the following workflow will be described. Importing and defining the tunnel projects in the tunnel office software, uploading the tunnel projects to the total station, using the tunnel app on the total station, exporting the measurements into the tunnel office software for further analysis. To start the tunnel office software, double-click on the tunneloffice.exe file. On the left side, there are various functions and tools available. Clicking on horizontal alignment, you can import the horizontal part of the alignment by choosing an XML file. Once imported, we'll see a graphical view of the alignment, as well as the details of the alignment elements. For the vertical part of the alignment, it is similar. Import the vertical alignment XML file and check the graphical view and the details of the vertical elements. Finally, access cross-sections for the tunnel profiles. Import the XML file containing the profiles and check the profile details graphically or by element. To upload your tunnel project to the total station, you can use the data exchange tool, which is included in the Office software, or transfer the files via a USB stick. Let's see how to upload the files via a USB stick. Go to horizontal alignment, then export alignment. Save the horizontal alignment with the name tunnel. The correct file extension gets added automatically. Now repeat this for the vertical alignment and the cross-section, creating 3 files with different extensions. Next, copy these files to a folder called tunnel on the USB stick and insert this into the instrument. Onboard the total station into the tunnel app and access the data transfer menu. Choose the upload and USB stick, and then choose the part of the alignment to upload. The horizontal, vertical, and cross-section profiles all need to be uploaded individually. Note that only one tunnel design is possible to load onto the instrument at any one time, so uploading new files will overwrite existing design data. Imagine you need to stake out the profile where the tunnel should be drilled and blasted. We will look at how to define the drill spacing and offsets which define the profile. Here you can see the first element of the profile drawn from A to B. We want to stake out every 0.5 meters along the profile. Choose Stake Out Measure from the main menu. Define whether the profiles are tilted or vertical, and then choose Cut Outline Stake Out. Choose the appropriate cross-section to stake, and then enter the drill spacing required. If there are no offsets required, press Set. In the point number field, choose which element of the profile to stake out. The letters indicate the start and end of the profile element, and the number is incremented according to the drill spacing. Take a distance to start the stakeout. Horizontal and vertical differences are shown, and the point is staked out correctly when these reach 0. To move to the next drill point, with a distance measured, increment the point number and start the stakeout process again. Imagine the tunnel has been blasted and you need to check the cut and fill in order to see if you are above or under excavation. Choose Cut Fill Check from the Stakeout Measure menu. Choose the appropriate cross-section to check, and then take a distance to start the stakeout information. Here in the map view, we see the design cross-section and the measured position, in this case indicating an overbreak and showing the basic information in blue. Now the measurement indicates an underbreak, showing the information in red. Interact with the map by panning or zooming to get the best view. Or switch to the other pages to input further information or readouts of the stakeout values. Imagine the tunnel is now finished. We now have to scan a series of profiles for quality checks. In this example, we need to check the profile every 2 meters, starting at chainage 2. From the Stakeout Measure menu, choose Profile Scan. Enter the chainage that we're going to scan. Measure a distance at the start of the profile to start the process. The instrument is measuring correctly at the profile once the chainage difference is close to 0. The profile points can then be measured and stored. Point the instrument points and repeat the process until enough points have been measured to analyze the profile. The measured points are stored in the memory, ready to be exported to the Office software for further analysis. After the field work is completed, you might want to export the measurements for further analysis or documentation reasons. From the main menu, go to Data Transfer. Choose to download a USB stick, for example. Choose which data type to download, in this case the profile scans, and then OK to transfer your data to the USB stick. Back in the Tunnel Office software, to check the profile measurements against the design, go to Cut, Fill, Compute. First, import the tunnel profile design by going to Import D and choosing the tunnel cross-section file that you previously uploaded to the instrument. Then, to import the measured data from the USB stick, go to Import M and choose the OPS file on the USB stick. The imported scanned tunnel data is overlaid onto the project cross-section and displayed in the view. To compare the measured data with the design data, choose the correct cross-section chainage and press Compute. The overbreak or underbreak values are computed and displayed. Go to the Print Chart option to print out the graphical cross-section comparison into an easy-to-view report page. Or go to the Print Data option to print out the difference values in a more tabulated form. To save the information as another format, such as a spreadsheet, image, or DXF file, use the option File drop-down menu. This video has shown how the tunnel application for the Flexline manual total station series provides a complete workflow from data preparation, staking, checking, and scanning a tunnel to data visualization and analysis. Thanks for watching.
So that is the video about the tunnel application on board. So the next slide is the application itself. So I believe in the video it has been explained that what can this tunnel application can do. So of course, as you mentioned, that it can manage the data. So data like control points, horizontal alignment, vertical alignment, and even the design sections also. So the data must be saved on the instrument. So after you input the data, they could be verified as well. So even in this tunnel application, as mentioned, that you can take measurements, and of course you can check the cut and fill, the takeout cross-section, and you could measure the cross-sections also. So in addition, you can browse and delete the measurement results. Then you can transfer data also, or upload the original data and download the takeout measurements, the results for your horizontal and vertical alignment. So this is the tunnel office. So it is explained also in the video about this tunnel office software. So just wrap up. So where do we use this tunnel office? So of course, we use this to upload the data to the instrument. We use this to download the data from the instrument also. And we use this to define and view horizontal design, and to define and view a vertical alignment, to define and view the cross-section design also. And this tunnel office we use to print out graphics and also the data. So tunnel office software can be downloaded from the My World, and it can be installed in your Windows XP, Vista, Windows 7, 8, and 10 operating system. So this is an independent software, so it doesn't really relate to our Leica Infinity software. So what are the other onboard firmware improvements? So the other one is the new Sketchpad functionality, which is available only for TS09 Plus. So how do we go to the Sketchpad? So the first thing we need to do is to just select the Sketchpad on the favorites menu. Then we can add a noted or add a note via stylus sketching, or then the notes will be stored either with a link to a station or a point, or even without any link at all. So how does it help us in the field? So with this new improvement, we don't need to carry notebook or pen in the field. We can just draw the notes and save them in the instrument. So the next improvement is the takeout buffer nearest. So how does this make our taking out easy and fast? So with this improvement, when we go to the takeout apps, the list of points will be filtered according to the nearest point to your occupied station. So, and also, how do you configure this? So you just go to the takeout settings, then you just put nearest in the filter option. So it could filter the nearest point that you have when you are on that station. So the next improvement is the height interpolation method, which is now available, where all the height values are interpolated along the line. So the other subtopic that we have is the office software, which is the Leica Infinity, for processing our TPS data. So processing is, of course, it's a paid module which is used to manage the data reduction from TPS. So it allows us to edit and reprocess the setup, even the traverses and set of angles. So these are the workflow that we can do in the Leica Infinity in the processing of TPS data. We can import the TPS data. We could edit the setups, we could edit the TPS observations, we could create and process the traverse, then we could create and process the traverse using sets of angles data, and even we could manage a set of angles, and also you can produce a report from here. Now we are in the second part of our session, so which is the feature, benefit, and the value. So how do we use this in a pitch of selling to the customers? So that your customers or the end users knows what are this, or do they understand how a certain feature can bring an advantage to them? And even this advantage can bring a savings to them also. So let us find out more about these three important things that we need to deeply understand. So feature. When we say feature, I searched it in the dictionary. So the meaning of this is like in the dictionary, it's a distinctive attribute or the aspect of something. So of course, when we say feature, it's the description of what the product does. So it's like, for example, we have the TS06 has a 2-function trigger key. So this is the feature. It has the endless drive. It has the longest non-prism range. So it has a long battery life. It has a laser plummet, and etc. So these are all examples of the feature. So feature is what your instrument does, but it doesn't describe how can this help the customer, which we call this as a benefit. So sometimes in reality we are confused on and often leave the feature as benefit. And of course, the truth is sometimes we promote and focus too much on this feature, which sometimes our customers just don't know what is the benefit that they can get from these features. So in the feature, of course, feature is what your instrument does, but it doesn't describe, as I mentioned, that how can this help the customer, which is so-called the benefit. So in some cases, we are mistakenly say that feature are the benefit. So sometimes we do that, right? So, but that's not a good practice. So of course, we always don't expect also that even our customers would know what is the benefit that this feature brings to them. So of course, we need to know, of course, that the product features. So of course, so that we could tell the benefits of these features that it can achieve. So it's being in the sales, or even in some cases a technical. So for us to be successful in selling the product, or even in closing the deal, we need to understand the difference between features of the product and the benefit which these features bring to the customer. So if we know the product features, then we can tell the customer what benefit these features achieve. So the other thing, of course, in the dictionary, benefit. So now we proceed to the benefit. So in the dictionary, it describes as an advantage or profit gained from something. So when we say benefit, it would always be related to the feature. So what benefit has the customer by having this feature, or what does this feature bring to the customers? So for example, you have the faster prism measurement. So, I mean the capability. So what means to that, to the surveyor? So it means that you can survey more points per day compared to before, and thus you can start another project earlier. So for example, the other feature is a longer range of non-prism. Then of course, what benefits you can get from non-prism? So you can measure a long distance without prism. Of course, it's less time consuming for you to set up a new station. Oh, this is the benefit. So this is we call the benefit. With the feature, for example, the 2-function trigger key. So what benefit can you get from this? So it will, for example, it will aim and measure you on one goal. So benefit, it's really important for us to know the workflow of our customer also. So with this, if we know the workflow of our customer, we would know what benefits are they looking for. so we can emphasize more on this. So if you have the picture of the product, you would always think, what is the benefit? What can I gain from this picture? What benefit can bring this to customer? How can they gain from this? So it's always a question that you need to explain to them what they could get from this picture. So the other thing, of course, we need to focus more on benefits, so less on the detail about the pictures. So in this case, we would see more, it would be more interesting for them to know how this picture, the benefit, this makes their work fast or even accurate or even efficient and easy. So the other thing is, when we use those, we use generic terms like it is more productive, more efficient, more faster, we should need to avoid this. Why? Because I believe everybody does this. Most of our competitors tell this to the customer. So instead of explaining, telling these words to them, like a generic one, you need to explain in an imageful terminology to the customer. Like you need to identify which part of their work that helps them. We need to be exact on what our instrument can bring gain to them. So this is the benefit. So on my next slide, I will explain more with an example. So with this, we can see that there is a good example here. What is the pointless or the good benefit using the same feature? So the feature is the send it. So when we say send it, of course, it's a feature that allows you to transfer the data easily between the field and the office. It's like a yearly exchange service, of course, allows you unlimited number of exchanges to an unlimited number of users. So you would say to the customer, the benefit. So Smart Receive allows you to easily transfer files to and from the office using the field to office connection. So you're describing the benefit like this word. So the customer might comment like, so what if what does it help me? So it still doesn't satisfy the customer. So when you say there's another good point, the good point of benefit, so you would say, no, if you have this, send it, you don't need to return to the office to download the data. And it reduces the risk of, having to make unplanned visits back to the office to collect forgotten or change site data and others. So in this way, the customer may see the benefit. Or you may say, oh, that's great. The operator can save time of not returning to the office to download the data, or it's less risk for him to return to the office unexpectedly. So this is like an example of how do we explain to the customer, the benefit of our pictures. So in this way, they could easily get what they could gain from it. So then the third one, of course, that we have is the value. When we say value, of course, this is important thing also that we need to know what is value really is. So it's always say, value is to describe as an estimate the monetary worth it. So it's always like the values always goes with the time. You save time. Of course, if you save time, you save money. So from the pictures, we get the benefit. Then from the benefit, we get the value. So it's always derived a value like a number of money out of the benefit. So we say that how much is the benefit worth? So the other thing, of course, it would always depend on the customer's workflow. So how often does the customer require certain features and benefits? So for example, this feature, they often need it or they often use it. So you could derive from a value how much they save from this benefit. You always process it, you always transform it into the value. So they would see the value of this instrument, that's comparing if they don't have this feature and the benefit and the value. So it's very much, of course, dependent on the customer's workflow. So it depends upon how often do they use these certain features. So as I mentioned, how often do they use how often do they have this certain problem? For example, they put 10 times. So how much does this cost if this problem arises? So you need to calculate together. So for example, of course, you need to explain, oh, you could save using our solution like 75%, you know, like that. So they could see, oh, okay, so that contributes if I even buy a bit more higher price, I could even save even more. So we should need to keep in mind that mostly you cannot nail it down to the exact figure. So, but when you can say it, that there's a certain risk, of course, then the value would always come with a, example, there is a fine, or, you know, if there's, if you have a delayed result of your work, or even you unfinish your job on a certain deadline, so sometimes you need a fine. So that could be a value also. If you have a faster instrument, of course, you can finish your job more faster. So even the patrol costs, the crew costs, the trainer costs, but of course, also the ability to take over more profitability, high accuracy tasks. So there's one example. For example, how many points you can save, for example, 1,000 points. So the labor cost for measuring 1,000 points is 100 USD per hour. So in getting this instrument, you could be more faster, and of course, you could measure more points each day. So example, you have saved 5,000 points per 1 second. So you save your time of 5,000 seconds per week. So per week, for example, is 1 hour, 20 minutes. So at 1 hour and 20 minutes at 40 weeks, so you have saved 55 hours per year. So when you convert it to value of money, so at 100 USD per hour, so we'll save 5,500 USD per year. So it's something that you need to work on, like to tell the customer to compare the value, you know, that they could save for the additional cost of our solution, of our Leica solution. So it's a matter of how you convert this benefit into the value. So the next slide that I would have is, how do we link the benefit to customer value? When a benefit has a true identifiable value to the customer, then we can use it in a sales process. So I have done like a diagram, of course. It's like a sales process that we use the feature, of course, the benefit and the value in closing the deal with the customer. So we need, of course, to understand the customer's needs. What work do they do? What applications do they need? So, of course, from this, we could link to the solution required and the features that would be beneficial to the customers. So if we provide already the solution, then we could communicate to them the benefits of the features to the customers. So we're not selling the features or even the technical specs, but the benefits of the feature that brings to the customers. So if the customers, of course, we have communicated with them and we have agreed that, oh yeah, this is a good value to us. So this benefit will bring value to us. We will save as much like 5,000 USD per year or even much more higher. So we need to document, you know, like the total value of all the benefits together. So we say, oh, additional, you have a 10,000 saving for this year if you will purchase this product. It's more faster, more efficient, like those stuff. So when you do offsetting the cost or purchase, with the total benefit value, of course, they could clearly see the total value that they could get, like the total value to the customer should be higher than the cost of procuring. So then it makes the decision makes them easy. So they could easily justify, we could, even to their managers, even to the decision makers, we could see, with this instrument, even it's higher cost right now, but we could save even in this next 5 years. Then you could get the sales. Okay, so hopefully in this slide you could see how this benefit you could link to your customer value and how can you use this in your sales process. So the next topic that we have is the Flexline TS06 and the TS09 plus feature, benefit, and the value. So in our Flexline TS06 and TS09, so these are the feature, of course, and the benefit and the value. So when we say, of course, highest PRISM and non-PRISM accuracy, then it will give us accurate coordinates, which give us some space for other errors. Then what value can you have from this benefit? So if you have an accurate result, you can get a high precision task, which is more profitable to your customers. And even you have the high infrared accuracy, even the PRISM is misaligned and having the smallest non-PRISM spot size. So this value would less cost even for your insurance and even for all the errors also. And the feature of longest non-PRISM range, which is the 1,000 meters. So we could have a benefit to measure long distance without PRISM. And of course, it has a less time consumed in setting up the station, so it saves your time. Time, of course, is equal to save your money. And the largest display, you have all the info required, so you have less time looking for it, and then it has the highest display resolution that makes the graphic clear and, of course, understandable, so less error, and this tree can save the time, which is a value for money also. So the other feature, benefit, and value is like a long life battery, so you can work in longer days, like 3 days without charging batteries, so it will save you a cost, no need to go back to the office to charge, and even you could proceed with your work in continuous like 3 days. So the other thing is the laser plummet, so what benefit you can get from this? You can set up instruments even in a dark condition. It's a fast and precise. Of course, with the 2-function trigger key also, you can aim and measure in one go. So which saves your time means, again, money. So with an bullseye bubble, you can level the instrument fast, and of course, it will save your time and convenient for the user also. Then the endless drive, you can be fast in aiming process without locking and unlocking, and convenient for the user, and of course it will save your time. With a large memory, internal memory size, so your data doesn't need to transfer frequently, so you can take up other special tasks also. So the other thing is all the onboard software. So these are the feature, benefit, and value. So for the reference line with the different methods on board, taking out of reference grid, and also with the DTM-based volume and weight calculation, you are always prepared for any situations in the field. So sometimes you don't need to, if you need to compute those volume of the project that you're working on, so you don't need to go back to the office to revisit the site again. So it saves your time, you can finish your job on time, and even you can avoid any penalty also. So the other feature, of course, is the orientation onboard application. So it will increase your accuracy in your stationing and even value your work. So you put up with accuracy, save your time, less of tendency of getting error also. So with resection on board, you have predefined tolerance limits, so it will get information message if it's exceeding to the tolerance already. So again, which again will value you. So the lower risk of penalty, and of course, it will increase your insurance rate due to mistake also if you have this error that it keeps on doing on the field. So the other, I am ending soon with this last slide. So this feature, benefit, and value is important also to explain to our customers and even for the end users. Like if they have the local support, you would always be there for them. I mean, you can understand even in your own language. It's easy for them that they can talk on your local language, and of course it's always available. You're available to the local customers, and you can provide a local service to them. And of course, the other thing is we have this worldwide Leica service centers. So if any issues in the instruments anywhere in the world, or even we could always help them to solve their issue. So it's less downtown time for them. I mean, they could easily resume their work, and of course, if they have more downtime, it will cost them more. So the other thing is, of course, we have this Leica My World, which is very convenient for you and even very accessible for you to download the latest tools and even the development with the software, firmware, and even all the hardware. So even for the service upgrade also, so it's available also. So you could always upgrade your product during the product lifetime or according to your needs. So all of this brings value to your customers, so they could be more efficient, and of course they would stay on updated, even those the software and the firmware also. So that's my last slide. So thank you everyone for your attention, and we can open now for this discussion. So I will unmute every one of you.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello everyone. Any questions?
No question.
Hello. No. Stop the recording.
Your YouTube is using or YouTube or hosting.
Yes.
Visual data for YouTube.
Okay, someone sharing. Hello. Any
Yes.
questions?
No.
No questions. So
Why always like this, huh?
no questions. Alex is here and Katie would help me to your questions. I think we would love to hear from you if you have any comments or any suggestions. Sir Tessa, I think I want to call each dealer. How about from Philippines first? Sir Tessa, John Paul, Bernard, DJ. Hello, cannot hear me. Oh, so bird, yeah. Hello?
Any question?
Oh, we could see you, John Paul, Bernard, Saboris also. What, do you have questions, Saboris?
Are you very handsome, always?
But you look sleepy.
Did you sleep?
I just finished with the customer, so I cannot say, just listen.
I turn on my camera. Sir Tessa, do you have questions? Hello?
Yeah, hello. Christian,
Yes, Saboris, you have questions?
No question. I just wonder the time starting is 1:30 p.m. right?
Yes, 1:30.
1:30, but I
Singapore time.
Singapore time, yes.
Singapore time.
Oh my God! So I 1 hour late, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, good.
But it's okay, we could send
Hey, this is happening last time when we have the training, and the Pakistan people come late. They say, "Oh, I thought it's a Pakistan time." So it's coming in the lunchtime.
So no
Okay,
question.
next time you'll be very satisfied with the time zone. So the time zone should be using the Singapore time.
we put Singapore time.
Okay.
Okay, no worries.
Sir Tessa, John Paul,
Yes.
any questions? How many of you is joining the webinar? I mean, in the office.
Now, 4 persons.
4 of you, okay.
Yes.
So any questions? So now you can sell more. You ask Bernie.
You lower the price, you can sell more.
That's not a solution.
No price.
Hey, I think the Chinese one will be better.
No, Brian, then I can keep commission for customer. I can still sell high.
Okay. Okay. The price is another matter, but the fact is there is a feature benefit value. That's why we use this feature benefit value to overcome the price matter. Okay. So that's why we try our best to bring out this feature benefit value, and hope you guys can get the idea and how to convince the customer.
Convince.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I make up the message.
Okay, got it.
Oh ya, 3 hari tu, okay.
Sounds not very convincible. Okay, so then we will set up the next WebEx. Okay, and hopefully we want more people to join the WebEx. Okay, and more people understand what we try to tell or deliver the message to you, and hope you can get the message and pass to the customer. Okay. So if no questions, okay, then we will end up this WebEx, and please send the technical questions if you have any. Okay, 3 of us will be very happy to answer your questions. Okay.
You also share the document, right?
Later we all this WebEx.
We'll send the PowerPoint and the recording also.
Yes, recording. So let's say suppose you're missing the first hour problem, there's a solution for you. Okay.
How I ask
Okay.
staff to come. Okay.
And also, if any people would like to share the WebEx, you can share with within your company. Okay. And if they cannot join the WebEx, okay.
Yeah. Maybe can share. Yeah, can share with project. Okay.
Okay. So thanks everyone. See you again next month.
ขอบคุณครับ
Salamat. Bye.
Selamat.
Selamat.
The recording is not there.
Stop recording. Okay.